All right, welcome back. I'm gonna try to bring a little bit of a video to you today. I know I've had quite a few people ask me about some step-by-steps. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna time it out while we're on here. Let me get a light. So what we're doing is I've tore it down all the way down to kind of how I'm gonna do it. Base gasket delete. We're at just over 25 thousandths right here, and I done that by putting a piece of solder in here. That size right there, that's a 40 thousandth piece of solder. Put a little 90-degree angle on it, put it in there, roll it over, and the squish band will squeeze it, and then you just mic it with a dot caliper. And then what I do is this is a timing wheel that I ordered off of I think it come off of Amazon, and I got a chuck off of Amazon as well for basically like a 1/2 inch chuck for a drill. And then where the chuck goes together right there, I drilled this out with a unibit just big enough for the chuck to go through there, tighten it down so I don't have a bunch of wobble. And I put it on there and I just crank it down with a chuck so it's there. But anyway, with the plug out, I take a T-handle or something, push that all the way to the bottom. And that gives me pretty close to bottom dead center. Alright, so before I do any fine tuning, then I put this on BDC, stands for bottom dead center. I get it close to the mark. Then I just come right here, and with the T-handle down in there, I just kind of rock it back in two. And you can kind of feel where it kind of parks, and there's a little range in there. And then I put that there. And then what I'll do is I'll come up to, say, 45, and I'll push it back down. And then I come this way, and I push it back down. And I got 5 this way, 5 that way. So then I roll it back to 0. If I'm 5 and 5, that means my 0, I'm about in the center. So I've already done all that. I'm there now. So now, that's where we got to start. You got to find bottom dead center before you can get the top dead center. So now that I got bottom dead center, then I know top dead center is all the way around 180 degrees. You can shine your light in here, and you'll actually see the top of the piston kind of parking right there back into you. You know you're at top dead center. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my exhaust timing. So with my light stuck down in this hole, in the spark plug hole, I'm going to start rolling it forward the direction the motor goes. And I'm going to look to the exhaust port, and as soon as I see a crack of light, just a tiny crack of light, I won't stop. Roll it forward. Right there. So this saw is only 90 degrees at the top. So I can't afford, I know right there, I cannot afford to do anything at the top. It's not gonna, that means this saw right here is gonna run hard, a lot of RPMs, but this bigger saw can stand to go down to 90, 92, but I wouldn't never go further than that. This is gonna be a high RPM saw, I can't really do nothing. I like them closer to 100, but it is what it is. I mean, the only thing I can do from here, so we're going to take this off and cut the base, in which we may wind up doing. All right. Now, I'm going to check how much duration my exhaust has. So I know I'm at 90. So then I'm just going to keep rolling it as the cylinder the piston opens in the exhaust port, and when it comes back, and as soon as it cracks closed, then I'm going to get that number. So roll forward. Right about there. And so then that is 95 at the bottom dead center. So I'm actually, let me check that one more time. All right, so it's about 90 and 90. So I definitely got to do something, because that means I have 180 degrees of exhaust, which is actually too much. So let's see how much intake I got. I probably don't have a whole lot of intake based off of those numbers. So let's see. And the way I do that, now I'm going to go to bottom dead center. Roll it up here to bottom dead center. That's my starting point. And I'm going to roll this forward until I see the bottom of the piston open in the intake port. Roll it forward, roll it forward. As soon as the bottom of the skirt clears the bottom of the intake, that's where I want to take my number. About right there. So it's opening at 100 degrees past bottom dead center. And the duration on the intake is an 80. So 180. So that means we're 160 of duration. So it's closing back at 80. So it's open at 100, closing at 80. So we got 160 degrees duration. I can then tell you I'm going to have to do some work on this. I've got to lower the cylinder head down some. Even if I have to put, even if we have to cut squish band or something like that, because this, I've got to get the timing on the exhaust port is not where I want it. It needs to come down, and when I come down, then I can cut away at the bottom of the intake to give me what I want. So this all right here is going to need a lot of work. Let's see what the, let's see if I can tell you by looking in here what the blowdown on this saw is. It's got like 25 degrees blowdown. So that part's good. So we're going to have to do a little work to get what we want. So that's how you time one. So this saw only has a 90 degrees of exhaust, 180 degrees of duration on the exhaust. It's got an 80 degree intake with 160 degrees of intake. Can it run right there? Yeah, it can run right there. I don't like that. I can't port that. So we're going to see what we can do a little work to it, and I'll bring you back in another video once we have the work done that we need to have done, and we'll go from there. All right, have a good one.